Hi, my name is Adrian McKinty, and we're here today talking about my book, The Chain, and it's a high-concept thriller. It's about Rachel Klein and the worst day of her life. Her daughter, Kylie, has been kidnapped by a frantic stranger on the end of a telephone, and the only way poor Rachel is going to get her daughter, Kylie, back is if she kidnaps someone else's child to replace her on this diabolical organization known as The Chain. So she has to pay the ransom, she has to kidnap someone else's kid to replace Kylie on The Chain, and that's basically her story, her plummeting into this nightmare. I'm here in Waterstones, Piccadilly, and I've been asked to talk about three of my favorite books. One of the first ones that occurred to me was this one, Angela Carter, The Infernal Desire Machines of Dr. Hoffman. And it's the first Angela Carter book I read, and I just fell in love with her oeuvre. It's a mixture of surrealism and sex, and she treats both in a way that a lot of English writers don't. She takes them very seriously, but it's also a very funny book. And if you love this one, you'll fall in love with all the books that she did. Particularly Nights at the Circus is probably her most famous book. And she is just a sui generis. She's an English surrealist who just writes such beautiful prose. And this is a great book. And I'm here to talk about my second book, and this is J.G. Ballard's Crash. Now, in my personal opinion, J.G. Ballard is the most significant and important English novelist since World War II. He is an intelligent surrealist and satirist who examines British culture through the medium of sci-fi fiction, but he's so much more than that. I think his works have stood the test of time. And this one, I just remember the very first thing I read about this was the blurb from the publisher's reader who said, this man is clearly mentally ill, do not publish this book. And if you love the first 2 or 3 pages, this is definitely going to be the book for you. But definitely read those first 2 or 3 pages, and if you hate him, avoid this book like the plague. In the nature section, I've come to talk about my third choice of book, and it's The Peregrine by J.A. Baker. This one I save for last because it's the greatest book of the 20th century. Some people talk about Ulysses, some people talk about The Magic Mountain, some people talk about, I don't know, Hemingway or F. Scott Fitzgerald. It's actually The Peregrine by J.A. Baker, who was a guy who lived in Essex and worked for the Automobile Association. And this is his, this pitch isn't going to sound convincing. He used to go out every weekend in Essex in the 60s and look for peregrine falcons. And that's what the entire book is about. And yet, it is genius. It's just, like I say, it's the greatest book of the 20th century without question. It's the prose, the style, the philosophy. And if there's as far as I can see, the English-speaking world is divided into 2 types of people. It's divided into those who have read The Peregrine and know what I'm talking about, and those who are going to read The Peregrine. So get this, The Peregrine, J.A. Baker. You'll hate me every second that you're reading the book because it's so dripping with goodness and denseness, but when it's over, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.